One of Jesus' first sermons to a large multitude of people was in Matthew 5, verse 3 through 11. Let's look at it. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. For the sake of time, I won't read the whole Beatitude, but I encourage you to do so. I wanted to touch on the first few. Let's start at verse 3. Some people interpret verse 3 being poor in spirit as you embracing a life of lack and allowing yourself to be without, and that's not what it means at all. What it means spiritually is not the same thing what it means naturally. To be poor in spirit means to empty yourself. It means to empty yourself. Everything in the kingdom is upside down. It's totally backwards. And so it means to empty yourself. Empty yourself of your ego. Empty yourself of your pride. Empty yourself of everything that you're full of, so that when you come to God, you come to him empty, so that he can fill you. To be poor in spirit is to be insufficient. It's to recognize your lack, your insufficiency, the things that makes you imperfect, and how much you really need him. And so when you come to him, you come into him with all those things laid down so that he can really begin to fill you. This is why he says, blessed are those that hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. It's something about our Father that delights in filling us and giving us those things that we are insufficient of and giving us what we need. And so if our cup is full, he can't fill us. This is why we come, we have to come with our cup empty, which is why he says, blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. God delights himself in meeting the needs of his people. And so when we come to him broken, that's a heart that needs healing. And so he comes ready to touch, ready to heal, and ready to restore, ready to redeem. It's his nature. It's his nature to meet every need. And so when you approach God, know that it's his desire, his great good pleasure to give you those things that he desires, which is the kingdom. A part of that is allowing yourself to embrace his heart, which is a pure heart. And when you embrace his heart, it allows you to be forgiven. It allows you to be merciful. This is why he declared, blessed are those that are merciful, for they shall receive mercy. That's a law called the law of reciprocity, or what we call sowing and reaping, that God has placed inside the earth. And so he has made it so where in order for us to receive, we have to give. And so that's why he said, blessed are those that are merciful. If you demonstrate mercy, then he's going to be merciful toward you. And the same with forgiveness, the same with love, the same with everything. Blessed are the peacemakers, because they are the sons of God. So God has called us to be peacemakers, not messy, not people that stir up strife, not people that operate from the culture of this world, which is the reason why he says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of our minds. He says, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And so what he's saying is, if you're being persecuted for his sake, don't worry about it. You don't have to defend yourself, because he's going to defend you. He's going to fight your battles. You just have to trust in him. But he's already declared you blessed ahead of time. And he says, great is your reward in heaven. Isn't that good news? Now you understand why the text says that God resists the proud, but he gives more grace to the humble. He resists the proud because the proud is full of themselves, and they don't recognize their need for God. So he can't do anything with them. But those that come to him humble, they recognize their need for him. They recognize their own insufficiency and how they're nothing without him, because Jesus is the true vine and we're the branches. And apart from him, we could literally do nothing. This also brings context and understanding to the statement that Apostle Paul made in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9 through 10, when he says, I glory in my weaknesses, that the power of God may be manifested upon me.